Alright guys, Tyler here with another video, and today I'm going to be sharing a bunch of base links. So, why am I doing this? Well, first off, I'm kind of retiring from playing the game. I've played it enough, I've done pretty much all I want to do, and the grind at the top is very intense, and it's not enjoyable for me anymore, unless Supercell updates the game. So, yeah, part of this, the main reason, honestly, is that the base links that I have from all of the various bases that I've made, they expire after 90 days unless they get used again. So I figured I'd share them out to the public in hopes that somebody clicks on the link and doesn't let those base links die. And what better to do it with than the base that I got #1 in the world with. Now, I didn't get a season finish with #1 with it, but I did hold #1 for a couple of days with it. The highest I've ever gotten is the highest season finish was #8 for me, but I have been up there, and this is the base that got me to #1, along with a couple of others. But what better to start out than with this base? And there's a lot of good things going on. The main idea that I had when I was using this base was I really liked these large megamines. I liked them in the core because if there were a clump of P.E.K.K.A.s or like a giant P.E.K.K.A. or the battle machine included, these megamines could hit several of those at the same time and get a lot of value. Additionally, I was thinking, hey, all of these heavy air targeting defenses, they don't really need to be protected by walls, because if it's air troops, then those air troops ignore walls anyway. And you're actually seeing certain bases being built by pro players right now that use similar concepts. Anyway, a lot of the core fundamentals are great about this base. We have lava launcher protecting some of these air defenses, and then we also have some of the cart targeting defenses being put outside of the base. A lot of good things going on here in this base. I mean, it wouldn't be I wouldn't have been able to get #1 in the world at any point in time if it wasn't a good base. And then, yeah, sometimes we got a trap here to try and trap for a giant, these to trap an electrifier wizard, and these to potentially stop a battlecopter. However, all of these traps can be moved, and you should move them at the highest level. And I know I did a lot. All of these traps should be moved based on the types of attacks that people are attacking you with, and so just be aware of that. Be prepared to move traps, especially if you're getting trapped, if you're getting hit by like the same attack over and over again. This is the second stage. It's okay. It's an okay second stage. Yeah, it's not bad. There's a lot of good fundamentals going on. Like the battlecopter isn't going to get too much value from any corner. And then as far as carts go, we have a Tesla trying to pop up and stop some carts on that corner. We have this multi-mortar stopping carts from this corner. This push trap trying to help from that corner, and then an extra Tesla here, as well as all of this stuff to help with this corner against carts. So like, pretty solid base, and gotta say it did get me to #1, so it should be a pretty solid base. Anyway, we're gonna go and move on to base #2 here. This is base #2, and this is one, it's a very annoying base. Like, if you're not prepared against it, it can be very, very annoying, especially with all of these backside ground bombs. A very common approach is to attack this side with ground troops, and if things go wrong, these backside Teslas and bombs can really mess up some attackers. Anyway, this is a 3 Tesla first stage base. Most of the time, I like to do 2 Teslas in the first stage and 1 Tesla in the second stage to give yourself a chance at defending and surprising attackers, and just making it so that you have a chance on each stage to actually screw somebody up. But this is one of the first bases that I built that actually had 3 Teslas in the first stage, and these 3 Teslas can be moved. Again, with all of these bases, you should move the traps and maybe set some of these to air, or maybe there was one point when I put the Mega Tesla like right here and put a bomb here, because people would like to put carts or like a bomber right here, and this pretty much instantly dealt with that. You know, there's different things you can do, and I will put a video out based on trapping, but just be aware you can and should move traps. This second stage is very funky. It's a very non-traditional base, but it has all of the right fundamentals where these firecrackers like are right next to these gold storages, so the battlecopter shouldn't get a lot of value. This is kind of funky here, but you know, whatever, that's okay. Then we have a traditional spread. Most of the time you'll see a central double cannon with the rest of the cannons put in a triangle, and then with this, the multi-mortar somewhere else. Something really interesting with this base is we don't really care about bombers with the second stage, where these bombers go in and then they just kind of go along these walls. Anyway, it's a kind of funky second stage, and I like it. And yeah, so we'll go to the third one. All right, this is an interesting base right here. This doesn't work anymore, but it used to. And the main idea when I was building this base was, what if we just spaced everything out around the Mega Tesla and made it not easy to funnel into? That was the main idea. That was like the entire idea. It was, this Mega Tesla does a ton of damage to everything around it, so let's make it so that it's really hard to get to. That was the main idea of this base, and it surprisingly worked. Like, I did not expect it to work as well as it has, but it does actually get some defenses, which is surprising. Like, I'm very surprised I made this work at the highest level. When I originally built the base, whenever you put a 3x3 decoration, people couldn't place troops in the little hole here. That little hole, they couldn't place it if you had a barb statue there. So you'll just have to move over that air bombs to cover that space. Just be aware of that. So with that said, you can see everything's kind of spaced out around the Mega Tesla. We're going to make it really hard to get to. We have these major air defenses around the lava launcher, really good. We have some high damage compartments here, and it's just looking solid. As far as cart value goes, I did get annoyed. Sometimes you get carts trying to go through here. That's why this trap is here. Same thing here. But the thing is, this push trap right here, it doesn't typically get a ton of value because people could put their carts anywhere in this area, anywhere in this entire area. So what this one is for, this push trap right here, this is the most important one. These ones, you can definitely move. You should, and you probably should move them. This one, however, I don't know if I would move it. This one's actually really important because even if you miss a cart, and like again, a cart could be placed anywhere in this area. After that cart that was placed everywhere in here gets value, it almost always moves up to the north here, and then it tries to wrap around these walls, and then it just gets pushed into the range of this Archer Tower and this Mega Tesla. And yeah, so it's really important. It's a really important push trap. Really good push trap. The rest of this hidden Tesla is here just to help protect this Expo. You can totally move it. Same thing with this one. It just happens to be, as a default location, really solid. Just because you want to be able to defend these high HP buildings. So yeah, that's the first stage. And then the second stage, it's definitely one that I've used before. Normally I put a crusher here. Oh, that's actually an interesting idea. I wonder if we could put a crusher there. It might actually be better to have a crusher there. Huh. Anyway, I'll let you decide that as you play the game. Because sometimes this crusher can actually hit a battle machine through this wall. Like if a battle machine goes through these buildings and then eventually pass to this gold mine, it'll wrap really close to the wall and the crusher will actually hit it over the wall. It's a very interesting interaction, and it's part of the reason I really like this second stage, is because that can get people, and it's really annoying. However, the second stage is a little bit weaker to carts, unfortunately. We do have this hidden Tesla here. You could keep that there. You could put it here. This hidden Tesla, you could also put it here because a lot of times people like to put carts around here. There are definitely options, but this second stage is a little bit weaker to carts, but most second stages that have this blend of defenses, they're almost all weak to carts. So, at least there's something you can do with the second stage against carts. But yeah, pretty solid all around. This is a fun one when it does work because it's so weird and different. But yeah, anyway, those are the 3 bases that I'm sharing here. I will be sharing more in the future. Let me know if these work for you. I know the meta changes over and over again, but these are at least interesting and different and might spice out the gameplay whenever you're competing. So yeah, hope you like the video. Like, subscribe, all that, whatever. Anyway, yeah, more videos coming up, and see ya.